Hi, welcome to KJ and Tony Love France.
And today we're not really talking about France, right? We're talking about London. We're going to London in 3 days. And London's interesting because a lot of people who live in France take the Channel and go to London for the weekend, and people in London go to Paris for the weekend. And that might be something that we do in the future, but this time we're going for a week.
And this is my first time ever going to the UK, let alone London. So I'm pretty excited about it, although I have mixed emotions, which we'll talk about it in a moment. I think something that maybe some people are not aware of is that Tony his family is from the UK. You spent a couple of years living in the UK, but you were born not in the UK.
Right. I was born in South America, in Uruguay. But my father, his job took him around the world, and he was based in Nottingham, England, home of Robin Hood. And so I lived in Nottingham for about a year and a half when I was 8 and 9 years old. And then we came to the US, and I'm going on 60 years I've been in the US.
And you've been back to the UK a few times as an adult.
Right. Went back to, my father retired back to Nottingham. I went to see him a couple of times, but the only time I've been there since I've known you is when we've flown through Heathrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't been to the city of London together, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of historic things as we see when we go to Paris.
And I'm torn because there's part of me that is really excited because this is our first non-France trip. Every trip we've taken has been to somewhere in France over the last 3 years.
Sure.
And so this is the first trip we're taking that is not to France. So as I've mentioned in a previous video, I feel like I'm kind of cheating on France by choosing to go to the UK.
Sure. But the thing is if we were living in Paris, we would be thinking about going there for the weekend.
Sure.
And the nice thing about going to London, besides the fact that you've never been there, is there's no language barrier. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be able to, communicate with people easily. If we end up renting a car, which we're not planning to at this point, we have to be careful how to drive on the left side of the street instead of the right side.
Absolutely. But we're not planning on doing that. We do have a very full itinerary, which is what we're sharing with you today. We're going to be sharing with you the 8 experiences that we have planned for our 1-week trip to London. And we're also going to ask for your input to maybe what's something that we don't have on our list that we should have on our list. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Number 1 on our list is a professional photo shoot. So we had a professional photo shoot when we were in Paris, and we really enjoyed it, and it gave us our Christmas card picture.
We're kind of hoping that that's the result of this again, with something iconically British in the background.
So to give you a bit of information about the way that we book this, how we found it, we frequently use Viator to book our tours and our experiences, I guess you would call it. I mean, it's kind of a tour mixed with an experience because we're having our picture taken in front of some iconic landmarks in London. So we are going to the Tower Bridge, St. Paul's Cathedral, and we have our choice. I'm trying to understand, it's kind of worded a little bit confusing in the description, but I think it's the choice of St. Paul's Cathedral or the City of London, and it lists Big Ben and the London Eye. And it's costing us $133.70 per person, which is a lot more than we spent on our last photo shoot, but this is the difference. The last time there were only a few photos included, very minimal photos included as a part of it. So by the time we were done purchasing the package for the photographs, it probably was about the same amount that we're paying for this because we're getting the photos included in the package. So we get 50 to 60 photos, high definition photos within 24 hours of the shoot. So I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Hence my hair color is a little bit lighter because I just got my hair colored.
My hair
cut.
color is a little lighter because I'm old.
So getting ready for that photo shoot, and I booked it early in the vacation so that all the weight that I've lost, the progress that I've made won't be out the window by the time we have the photo shoot. So we're going to be doing that relatively soon after we arrive.
You mentioned Viator. And Viator is not sponsoring this video,
no.
But we've used Viator a lot and had always good experiences.
Really good experiences, absolutely. So moving on to number 2.
And number 2 is Mousetrap. If you haven't heard of the Mousetrap, it's a play in the West End. And if you're not familiar with London at all, the West End is their version of Broadway. And a lot of Broadway shows actually run in the West End first, especially the really big ones, especially if there are British writers involved. They very often start there. But the Mousetrap is the longest running show in the world ever. I think it's been running since the early 50s, nonstop that whole time. And so we're looking forward to do that.
Mm-hmm. And number 3 is probably, as silly as this might sound to some people, is one of the ones I'm most excited about for some reason.
I was thinking as you were saying that, we haven't talked about this. We did a video that highlighted an iconic French show, right?
Mm-hmm. Emily in Paris.
Mm-hmm. And now we're highlighting an English show, which is Ted Lasso. And so we're taking a tour of where Ted Lasso shoots and that sort of thing. And if you're not aware, Ted Lasso on Apple TV is like
such a great show.
And it's been a blockbuster hit.
Love it.
It ended, and it was so good that everybody got talked into coming back, and they've taken like 2 years off. And they're shooting it right now for the new season, I think, in October.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward to that.
Definitely looking forward to the Ted Lasso tour.
Yeah. Next is Churchills War Room, and I'm really looking forward to that. If you have any English blood in you at all, Churchill is a hero, thought to be in Britain the most famous British person of the 20th century. English people think of him as the person who saved World War II. Of course, Americans might think that they had something to do with that too. But for the first few years of the war, Churchill was all they had. But we're really looking forward to going through the war room and seeing where everything was planned. And
one of us is looking forward.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too, really. Not as much as Tony, but I am looking forward to it. Okay. And we're not doing an official tour. We might be, but we don't have an official tour booked for the War Room, but we're considering that. So if you happen to know, if you've ever taken a War Room tour and you think it's worthwhile to do so, then please let us know, because we're kind of on the fence. Should we do it ourselves and just
I do know somebody
explore?
Who took a tour and thought it was terrific. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We're looking forward to hearing what you have to say, whether that's worth it or not.
And now moving on to number 5. Number 5 is the iconic
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road. You can't go to London, I think, as a tourist without doing the iconic Abbey Road photo.
I'm going to be barefoot crossing that crossing.
Do we have to be barefoot?
Well, Paul McCartney was barefoot in the shot, and that was what was part of the rumors and the conspiracy theories of 50 years ago, that he was dead, and that's why he had no shoes on.
Oh.
So clearly,
I'm not going to be barefoot.
Clearly, Paul McCartney's not dead, but we're really looking forward to that.
Will be a lot of fun.
Okay, now number 6, the London Eye. Now, the London Eye is not as historic as some of the other things we're doing, but it is iconic. And we felt that you can't go to London without experiencing the London Eye. And I know you're a little afraid of heights and you don't maybe want to take a ride in it. I think it'd be cool to do it, especially like at dusk. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm really looking forward to it as well, because I think that there's nothing you can't compare. I'm guessing you can't compare the view that you get of the city from the London Eye.
And if you go to any major city in the world, we've seen it in Paris over and over again. When you're above everything, it's just beautiful, right? It's you can see everything, and we're looking forward to that.
And number 7 is another one that I'm really excited about, which is Harrods department store. You cannot go to London and not go to Harrods department store.
So much so that there's one in Heathrow, and when we flew through Heathrow, someone, and by someone, I don't mean me, someone had to go to Harrods.
I did, and I enjoyed every moment, because Harrods is an experience. And if you enjoy shopping, which Tony and I definitely do, we love to shop. That's one of the many things that I love about Tony, is that he's as passionate about shopping as I am, in terms of the experience of shopping. Not so much like, oh, you have to go out and buy and buy and buy. It's not about that. It's about just the experience of exploring and finding sales and bargains.
And you know, the thing about us both loving shopping, it's not, we don't actually do it together. We go to where we're going, and then I go to the departments I like, the men's. KJ goes to the women's, and then we say, I'll see you in an hour, or whatever length of time we've decided we're going to go. And we usually end up coming back with a couple of things. So.
I remember when we were on our honeymoon. Remember when we were driving from
Las Vegas
to
LA.
Yeah. And on that strip of highway, there's a lot of, what do you call them? Outlet stores.
Outlet stores, yes.
And I remember when Tony said to me, so I was thinking on our way to LA, maybe you want to stop at some of the outlet stores. And I was like, yes, absolutely. So,
yeah. I remember that very clearly. That was great.
Yeah. So we're really looking forward to, both of us are looking forward to Harrods.
Sure. And number 8 is Westminster Abbey. And Westminster Abbey is
a must-see.
A must-see. I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this, but to me, it's the Notre Dame of London. It's as iconic as Notre Dame is, and a lot of famous people have either gotten married there or had their funerals there. So I can't wait to see that.
And we have to explore it just as being a church. I think everywhere we have gone when we've traveled, we've always explored a church.
And one of the things we're going to do on the tour is St. Paul's Cathedral. So we got 2 big ones there, probably the 2 most iconic.
Right. So that's our itinerary. And as you may have noticed, we don't have any food tour or nothing to do with food at all. And that's because, why is that, Tony?
Food in England is not like food in Paris or France in general. France is known for culinary delights and the quality of the food. England, not so much. It's known for other things. So yes, we're going to eat fish and chips. Yes, we're going to eat roast beef and Yorkshire pudding. There's a lot of those kinds of meals we're going to have. We're going to have scones.
Aren't they known for their breakfast? Not just scones.
Yeah, bangers and mash. Yeah, but it's not so Michelin star related as France is.
Although we may just be ignorant to that fact. I mean, maybe I don't know. If you know, like, are there any like really good food in London?
Well, actually, food from other countries in London is really good because it's such a diverse population. Indian food is terrific there. Turkish food is terrific there. But I'm just talking about what you think of as the basic English foods. Right. Shepherd's pie is going to be great. We got to have that. So
I don't know. We'll let you know, because of course we're filming all of this and we're going to be sharing with you ultimately. But today we are asking for your help, because today is Sunday and we don't leave until Wednesday. So we would like some feedback on, what are we missing? What is something in London that you think we have to see? And if you've been to London yourself and you have a favorite memory or a favorite place that you've been to, please share it with us in the comments, because we do have at least one more experience we would like to add to our itinerary, and we'd love your feedback. So that's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed this little diversion from our typical France content, which we will be back on track with that soon. Until then,
Thanks for watching. Cheerio.
ta-ta.